2017 has been a roller coaster. I just want to say that the first 6 months of this year were probably the worst 6 months of my life, probably the most darkest 6 months of my life. But, you know, we always do these year end, in year review videos and just talk about the things that we went through this whole entire year and things that we want to accomplish in the next year. One thing about 2017 is that in the midst of everything that happened to me, I stood the test of time. I was able to look at things in a more positive way, although this year wasn't that positive to me. I had came out of a year, which was 2016, which I considered one of the worst years of my life. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of things that had happened in 2016, and I was so glad to put it behind me. And I was looking forward to 2017 being a much better year for me. But from the moment 2017 started, I started seeing some of the worst moments of my life. It was only 3 weeks into the new year I lost my job. I worked at Dollar General as a manager for 3 years straight. I worked for that company 3 years in a row. And when new people came along, they pushed me out of the store. And that was the only job that I had. That was the only job I ever worked. For 3 years, I worked that same job. At the time, my mother wasn't working because she had an injury, which I've spoke to you guys about. And her hand couldn't move and she couldn't work. And that Dollar General check was what was getting us through. I had to pay all the bills in the house. So when I lost my job, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how we were going to get by. I didn't know how we were going to, keep this roof over our head or anything, because I lost my job and I felt that I failed during that moment. During that time, I thought I was a big failure because everybody was depending on me. So I lost my job in January. The next couple of weeks, it was my birthday. By that point in my birthday, the depression began to start. Soon after I lost my job, I was depressed. I felt like a failure. I just didn't know where to turn. But as soon as I lost my job the same day, I was doing applications because I always was about my money. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I was getting paid for doing YouTube, but my YouTube check was grossing maybe $200 to $300 a month. That's not a lot of money, but it was always an extra cushion at the end of the month for me, when I needed extra money to do whatever I needed to do around here. So the depression began to start, and I began to be weak and weary of life itself. And, I didn't want to celebrate my birthday because I didn't have any, I was living off my last two checks, so I didn't really want to celebrate my birthday. But all my friends came together, and they came and decided to do something for me. And that put a smile on my face temporarily. There was a lot of alcohol around, and I was able to drink my problems away. But after the alcohol wore off, I was still depressed. Right after my birthday celebration, I tried to commit suicide soon after that because I knew I didn't want to be here anymore. The guy that I was dating at the time, he knew that I was going through some things, but he just, took off. He didn't want to be bothered with me anymore during that time. I begged him to come see me the first night I was going to commit suicide. But he didn't budge. The next day I had a job interview at the job that I'm at now. And I went in for the interview. I was dressed to impress. And I got the job. Did my orientation the week after that, and things seemed to be looking up, but I still wasn't happy. So, after that, the night before I started, I tried to commit suicide again, but I was only for me to be stopped by one of my best friends, Tay. And he talked me down and talked me out of it. And from that moment on, the healing process began for me. I wasn't happy, but I knew that I had something to live for. But at the same time, I was still worried. So because I wasn't working for 3 weeks and we didn't know what we were gonna do, my mother took my mother decided to let our estranged stepfather back into our lives just for temporary purposes because of the fact that I lost my job and I couldn't take care of things anymore, and she needed someone to help her because I couldn't at the time. So my stepfather came back only to make things worse off than what it already was, to the point to where I started my job and I was starting all the way back over again. And I started off as a part-time person, so I wasn't getting paid as much, but I wasn't complaining because this was someone who was coming off of being fired from a job. So I wasn't complaining, but it wasn't enough money for me to do what I was used to doing. It had gotten to the point to where we thought we were going to be homeless. We were looking at an eviction notice at one point in time, and I just knew that we were going to be homeless, and I just felt, you know, I felt like a complete failure because now I'm back working, but I still can't do what I need to do because things have piled up on us at this point because I lost my job. And my stepfather came back into our life, and we thinking that he's supposed to help us, but he didn't do anything to help us. He made it worse off than what it was. So in the midst of us thinking that we had to leave, our aunt, my in the midst of us thinking we had to leave, I met the pastor, and he gave me something to smile about. Although I was going through all of that, coming off a suicide attempt, then in the midst of that, I'm thinking that I'm about to lose the roof over my head. In the midst of that, I got pushed up to full time and I started making more money. And then my aunt died. But in the midst of my aunt passing, my mother got a job back. Not only did she get her job back, but she got a $3,000 raise. She went from making $60,000 a year to $63,000 a year. And not only did she get her job back, but we were able to keep the roof over our head. All of this happened so fast. Not only did that happen as well, but my stepfather wound up leaving 3 weeks before my mother started back working. 3 weeks before we thought we had to leave. 3 weeks before my aunt died. It's like soon after the cancer was out of our life, things started back looking up again. I was able to keep my money now. I was still helping my mama out even though she started back working, but I didn't have to do everything by myself. So we're still here, as you can see. We're still here. We were able to keep the roof over our head, and it was a burden off my shoulder when my mother went back to work because I took up the man role of the house. And I had to take care of everyone and everything. The bills, my mama, my brother, I had to take care of everything. So in the midst of that, everything was cool. You know what I'm saying? Everything started being cool, but then, some things happened with a certain friendship ended in the public way. My feelings were hurt. And, I don't do nothing but wish certain people the best and what they do, and I keep it moving. We ain't gotta fuck with each other. But at the same time, I don't never want to wish no bad luck on nobody. So, best of luck. Then, after that happened, me and the pastor stopped fucking with each other. He decided that it was his time to move on. And I started back being involved with one of my exes. But then in the midst of me being involved with one of my exes, I realized that he was incapable of loving me the way that I needed him to love me. That was until I ran into the man that I'm with now. Still not saying his name. But, I haven't been in this particular place in a long time. And after coming off the first 5 or 6 months of this year, dealing with betrayal from a friend, dealing with the looming of being homeless, dealing with losing my job, dealing with depression, dealing with suicide, it was like a breath of fresh air. He has come into my life and made me feel that I am worthy of being loved, that somebody can love me regardless of my imperfections. And you know what I'm saying? it's difficult for me because I've never really had that before. I never had met a man that really adored me the way that this man does. I never had a man that treats me the way that this man does. And when I first got with him, I was a bit skeptical when I first started talking to him because he is like 12, 11 or 12 years older than me. So I never dated a man that much older than me. It was always either my age, or he was about 5 years older than me, or maybe he was 5 years younger than me. But most of the time it was 5 years younger than me. So I never dated a man that much older than me. But it didn't matter because of the way he treated me. And I'm much of an old soul myself, so it kind of, it really didn't matter. But he came into my life and he showed me that I had a chance of being loved and that a man would really love me, because I thought no man would ever love me. Y'all know how my pitfalls of love have been for all these years, but I found me somebody that really and truly loved me. And 2018 is really going to be about me and him, me and my friends growing, me and my family, and just everything that was broken being rebuilt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of people that have walked out of my life, and there's a lot of people that I've decided to let go, and there's a lot of things that I'm trying to work on. I'm about to seek therapy because I want to be a better person. I'm at a crossroads in life, and I want to go back to school, and I want to get my college degree and finish my college degree, my journalism degree. That's what I was majoring in until I dropped out of school foolishly 7 years ago, fucking around with some man. I want to go back to school and get my college degree in journalism. I want to finish that. I want to do what I want to do. I want to continue to work my job, continue to get my raises every 6 months, continue to have a healthy relationship with my friends, continue to build a healthy relationship with my man, continue to fix old wounds from the past. And with me being at a crossroads, and my desire for wanting to go back to school, my desire to wanting to deal with certain issues that have been hidden all my life, I'm trying to be a better person. I really am. I'm trying to grow more as a person. And nobody wants to be stuck in the same rut for the rest of their life. Nobody wants to be the same fucked up person forever. I have a story to tell, and I always tell my story. It doesn't matter what type of video I do. It can be a reality review, and I'm always going to tell my story. And another thing that I want to do moving forward is to do better by my people that watch me. People always tell me that, Scotty, you aren't growing. Scotty, you're not investing in yourself. Scotty, you don't understand what you have. You're right. I don't understand what I have. You're right. I haven't invested in myself. But trust me, when I'm able to do that, I will. I'm recording from my phone because that's what I have to do right now. Financially, I have things that I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the financial rut as I was this time last year because I was taking care of everything. But now I'm starting to I'm trying to get my personal life in order. I'm 28 and I live home with my mom. Next year, I plan to be out of here. I'm about to be 29 in February. There's a lot that I'm trying to do. So this can wait. Long as I keep giving y'all a video, it shouldn't matter. But I understand, some people don't want to watch. Some people care about the quality. Some people, some people just have their likes and dislikes or whatever it is they want to, they watch us for. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. As I always say, I don't have a New Year's resolution for 2018. I don't do corny shit like that. All I want to do is continue to grow. I want to be able to continue to be happy. I want to do the things that I said I wanted to do. I want to continue to seek. I want to start my therapy sessions at the top of the year. I want to get my teeth fixed. I want to start school and finish off my college degree because I wasn't that far from finishing in the first place. I want to continue to bond with my boyfriend. I want to continue to push and encourage all of my friends. And I want to have a shout out to all YouTubers that support me, and all of my supporters that watch me, that support me, and even those that I once was friends with that are on YouTube. I want you to continue to do your thing. I want you to continue to keep pushing forward and continuing to grow, because that's what the fuck I'm doing. No hard feelings to anybody that I lost this year. And I hope you guys have a wonderful New Year and a wonderful Christmas and happy holidays. I'm out of here, you guys. See ya.